What is up, Nerf Nation? I'm Naptown Nerf, and today we're going to take a look at my modified Hammershot, and specifically the 7-dart cylinder by Out of Darts. So we're going to look at this. We're going to compare several different dart types, see what has the best performance out of this thing, both on the chronograph and on the range. We're also going to talk about dart fit and overall performance of this product. I have bought several of these from Out of Darts. I have not purchased any other 7-dart cylinders. I like this for the most part, and I think it does a pretty darn good job considering it's a 3D printed product. But I am wanting to test a few other people's 7-dart cylinders, and I also bought a 6-dart cylinder from Orange Modworks, and I'll be testing that in the future on this channel, so stay tuned for that. And then eventually we'll do kind of a comparison of all the different cylinders I have. Alright, so let's take a look at the kind of the differences between the stock 5-dart cylinder and the 7-dart cylinder. So the first thing that I notice is, I don't know if you guys can see this on the video or not, you can tell, but this actually protrudes further out, so it is probably about a 1/4 inch longer than your stock Hammershot cylinder, which should be a good thing because it should have a better dart fit, and a longer barrel will hopefully help ranges. And then obviously, we have 2 extra shots in this one than we do in this. So this is what the cylinder looks like before it's installed. It has an extra piece that goes in the front here, and this is really, really easy to install. It's a drop-in kit for the most part. The only thing that you have to do to your Hammershot is you have to take out the air restrictor to use this 7-dart cylinder. It will not work with the air restrictor in. So you do have to take the air restrictor out of the Hammershot, but that's very easy to do in a Hammershot. And then on my modified one, I actually plugged the dead space some, so I filled in that dead space, so that should also help a little bit with performance. Just to give you kind of an idea of what's modified on my Hammershot, obviously besides the blasterparts.de Hammershot kit, which comes with, I believe, a 9 kilogram spring. I could be wrong on that. 8 or 9 kilogram spring in there, so has a beefier spring, and then obviously the metal components to makes it easier to prime and what have you. So I think we're going to test 4 different types of darts. Your standard elite dart. This is a new dart I just picked up. It's called a prototype dart. It is like I believe it's the redesigned Accu dart, which has like the nipple dart tips. We'll take a look at that. And if you guys want me to do a full review on this specific type of dart, let me know in the comment section, and I'd be willing to do that. So far, I like these darts, but they do have a very hard tip, similar to an FVJ. So we'll take a look at that in the cylinder. Also, just your standard FVJ dart with the hard tips, and then the beloved Koosh dart also. So take a look at those 4 different types of darts. We're going to put brand new darts over the chronograph to see which ones perform better out of the cylinder. And then we'll also take it to the range, and then we'll look at dart fit and stuff like that and give you my final thoughts, and we'll talk about which darts work best, and if it works well with multiple types of darts and whatnot. So yeah, let's go shoot them over the chronograph and see which darts perform the best. Okay, we're going to start with elite darts. I'm going to shoot 7 across the chronograph. I'm going to pick those up and shoot 7 again. So we'll do 14 shots with all 4 types of darts. Average 81.4, standard deviation of 2.8, spread of 9. Okay, 14 Koosh darts. Average is 79.4, standard deviation of 8.4, spread of 29. Okay, do 14 FVJ darts. Average of 74.4, standard deviation of 15, spread of 60. All right, now we'll move on to the prototype darts. Average of 72.4, standard deviation of 4.2, spread of 12. Okay guys, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a tape measure actually laid out up there, and it is setting between 35 feet and about 51 feet. It's a 16-foot tape measure, so from 35 to 51 feet. That's kind of the rough estimate. Then if it goes all the way, I doubt it'll go all the way to the gutter, but that's closer to 60 feet there from where I'm shooting at today. So first we'll start with 7 Elite darts. Try to do level shots. Alright, we had 2 Kush darts land very short that just dove straight into the ground. That could just be a fluke, but those were the 2 shortest at probably about 30 feet. And we have one FVJ that I believe also kind of dove down, and that's at 34 feet. So there's the edge of the tape, that's 35. Then we have a nipple dart there that is at almost 37 feet, a little short of 37 feet. Right at the 39 mark there, we have an FVJ, and just up a little bit past that is a Kush. Very accurate and on line here with these shots. There are 2 Elite darts there at 41 feet. I missed one back here. There is also an Elite dart over here, and that one is back at about 38 feet there. On down the line here, let's see, I'll try to make sure. Those Elite darts were not the most accurate. The accurate, I keep saying accurate, it's a prototype dart, is right there just short of the 8 feet. So that would be 43 feet. And there's a Kush dart there right around that 43 foot mark, and about 44 feet. There's another FVJ over here. There's a Kush dart here. There's an FVJ just short, and a Kush dart there, about 43 feet. 44 feet. No, that was 44 feet, sorry. 44 feet, those were. 45 feet, there's the 10-foot marker. And 45 foot there's an AccuDart. There's a FVJ, maybe just a touch past that, almost 46 feet, the FVJ was there. And another FVJ at about 47 and a half feet. Let's see if I've missed any. Yes, there's a prototype dart over here, and that is also about 47 feet. There's some more Elites over here and over there.
Those are right around the 15-foot mark, so that would be 50 feet. So 50 foot. And then there's a prototype dart past that. That's about 53, 52, 53 feet. Couche dart, about the same. This prototype about 54, maybe another foot past that, maybe close to that anyways. These are definitely a little bit past that, about 50, 55. There's one elite dart over here, and that's just short of 60 feet, so that's probably about 58 feet. And I believe that's it.
Okay guys, as you can see, all 4 different types of darts do work in this cylinder. They all work reasonably well, in my opinion. There are a few things I'd like to point out. The FVJ dart is by far the thickest of the 4 darts, and it does fit in there really tightly in some of the cylinders. There is a little bit of discrepancy in the cylinders in terms of dart fit. Some they'll go in really smooth, and let's see if I can find one that's really tight, like this one. It takes quite a bit more effort to get it in there, sometimes even to the point where you have to twist fit to get it to fit with the FVJ, and also a little bit with the Couche. The Couche is, I would say, about the tightest fit that I like to go, because reloading is important to me. So Couche darts usually go in there pretty smoothly and fit pretty darn well. This version, anyways, of Elite Dart fit really well, and I was really happy with the fit of this Elite Dart, but I have had Elite Darts that seem to be a little bit thinner foam-wise than this. This is a W code Elite, so I don't know if these are newer. I believe these might be a newer version of Elite, and they are a little bit thicker, and they fit really nicely. I really like that dart fit. So they worked well, but obviously the accuracy wasn't there. On the range test, you could kind of see the Elite Darts going left and right, and the Couche prototype and FVJs were all a lot more accurate. So the Elites do definitely work in this, and then the accurate or prototype darts, they are pretty thin also. They seem to even be thinner than this version of Elite Dart anyways, but still work pretty darn well in the kit. And let's see if I can spin it. They still stay in there, so if they spin and stay in, then then they'll probably stay in there when you're running around with them. So, and obviously other things, because I played with this a lot in a lot of different types of weather. Humidity and temperature obviously plays a role a little bit on dart fit also. So you'll just have to get a feel for it. If you like FVJs and that's basically all you use, maybe you want to sand out these a little bit to make the dart fit just a little bit easier. If you like a really tight dart fit, then obviously you won't need to do that. You'll have a nice tight dart fit. Those are some things to note, but it does work really well with all 4 types of darts, and I was very happy with that. And I think that's important when you're making a product, that you make it work with multiple types of darts, not just one type. So yeah, and as you can see, performance was pretty darn good in terms of FPS out of this thing. Obviously that has a lot to do with the performance mods that I've done, but this does add performance. This is a performance product. Not only does it give you 2 shots, it does help with FPS a little bit, because the longer barrel length and a little bit tighter dart fit than the stock Hammershot. So that is to be noted too. So these, I believe, are about, I think they're $25 on Etsy on his website. So I'll link that in the description. You can also sometimes find like ones that aren't perfect. They're like, there's some imperfections, I guess, in the look of it, but they still are supposed to function just the same way. He wouldn't sell it if it doesn't function well. So the ones that have slight defects in them, I think he sells those for like $15, and I think those are a really good deal if you don't care if the outside looks perfect, because they're still going to function the exact same way as a $25 version. Nevertheless, I think they are very nice prints, some of the nicest 3D printing I've seen. I would highly recommend this cylinder. I really like mine. I really like this orange. And he makes them in quite a few different colors. I can't remember all of them. I think there's actually a blue version. There's obviously black. And I think he has a gray. And I'm not sure. He might have even more colors now. I also know that he's made another version with, I think, PETG as the barrel material. So it's a little different look, but it might be a more consistent, should be a more consistent barrel fit. So I would like to get my hands on one of those. I haven't tested one of those out yet, but would like to get my hands on one of those and test that out and see how that compares to this. And then I also will be putting an Orange ModWorks cylinder into another Hammershot that I'm working on right now. And we'll do a review of that. That's a 6-dart cylinder, not a 7. But it's a metal cylinder and it looks really nice. So we'll definitely compare and contrast those when I get that opportunity. And thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys' viewership. I hope that helped you guys a little bit on knowing what you're going to get out of this cylinder. And hope to catch you in the next video. As always, guys, peace out.